sort of I was letting you hear me say to you what you just said to me. That's why I did that.
But would you prefer for people to defend their
giving
beliefs?
attentions to these whack jobs just incentivizes them to come to campus. Just ignore it. And
I actually don't agree. If we don't engage with them logically, they're never gonna go away. They'll
go away. They literally go away out of shame of being ignored.
But they,
the people. So there's like the loudspeaker guy, like Plaza. But there used to be more people that came around.
Do you think
they
that
got ignored? Like the neo-Nazis that came out got ignored and left in shame.
they'll go away, but they'll still exist in society.
Hold on, I didn't know you were arguing with me to make me cease to exist.
You're not convincing fanatics by logic.
Are you so ashamed of your viewpoint that you don't think it's worth debating it?
Thank you. I'm talking to.
Because I think that you need to bring your ideas
to give to these
to protect unborn children. To protect human rights,
I don't think this merited,
to
I think
stand.
You're wasting your time to people that are paid to come here and incite anger on campus.
Who's paying me to come here?
It'll only increase radicalization, though. If we shut them out and act as if.
All right. These are both guys who are like. I thought he was just open-minded and thoughtful. I didn't know he was trying to make me cease to exist. Dang it! I've been casting pearls this whole time.
I had a question about.
Yeah, you want to go get coffee?
I'll get coffee. I'm done with class, so.
What do you think? Do you agree with abolitionists? For extending the laws against murder?
You're kind of talking a lot.
I got my own breath mint. Thank you.
Want one?
No, I got them good.
I don't know if you were dragging breath out here.
Yeah, no. I've got it.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Is that?
How do you use it?
Why do you suggest it?
I don't know. I just maybe you're talking a lot, and I know when you're talking a lot, you can maybe use a breath mint.
I used to be a TA at a university like this.
Really?
Yeah, talked a lot there too.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. How are you doing?
How am I doing?
Yeah. How's your day going?
What do you mean?
Are you having a good day?
Good as in?
You having a good day? The first thing you said to me was you offered me a mint, and I said, are you having a good day?
Wait, having a good day as in you want?
Do you want me to stop talking, or do you want me to keep talking with fresh breath?
Wait, do I get a choice?
You have your opinion. I'd love to hear it. Would you like me to stop talking?
You know what? It's ultimately your decision.
Cool. Do you agree with it?
What do you mean?
So, I'm an abolitionist. I believe that equal rights should be given to all human beings.
Yeah.
Equal justice should be extended to all human beings. I'm out here advocating for a minority position, saying, hey, our culture is once again dehumanizing and destroying a set of human beings, and our laws protect it. And we should change those laws and change our practice so that we have equal justice under the law, like it says on the Supreme Court. That's what I'm advocating for. And I'm arguing with pro-lifers and pro-choicers who disagree with me that abortion should be criminalized. And I'm also advocating for people to vote no on Amendment 4, because if you enshrine the right to murder children in the Florida State Constitution, you are making it impossible to write laws that protect humans equally. And I guess I'm an activist and a 44-year-old balding white male. Are you opposed to those things?
I'm sorry, I just totally checked out.
Okay. Sorry, I used a lot of words.
I'm not from Florida, so
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about the Florida politics.
Yeah, I'm from Norman.
There's a CVS down the way if you need any just for men or want to get
You know what?
balding.
You know what?
I
I am so ugly.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Get some self-confidence.
Dude, I have a dad bod, and I'm kind of, Okay. I used to be able to jump higher. I can't jump as high as I used to.
Why do you need to jump?
Well, I used to play basketball, and I'm so stupid in many ways. What were you saying?
Oh, I'm just not from Florida.
I'm just trying to get to the end of whatever you wanted to do.
I don't know anything about
the Amendment 4?
Correct.
So, you don't believe you can't believe in.
Thou shalt not steal other people's rights. But that's just me for
What rights to do what? You don't think the pedophile?
right over my own body. How about that?
I don't believe anyone.
The picture over there?
Yeah, here you go.
It's not a fetus. Wait, no, wait. I'm so confused.
This isn't a fetus?
What do you think the definition?
Hold on a second. You don't think that this is a fetus?
That picture literally looks like discharge from a pad.
Well, just
You
because,
guys can
hey,
put anything on a
just because
poster.
you're wicked and evil and dehumanize people.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I have a different question.
Don't get triggered. You said that looks like discharge. Look at
I'm not
it.
triggered.
Yes.
Look, no, she's triggered.
Have
Look.
you seen a pad?
You see the discharge? Is that discharge?
Are you telling me that is a full-grown human being?
No, I'm not telling you it's a full grown.
Yeah,
It is.
I have a different
No,
question.
that is a human being at the 6 to 8 weeks. That's a human being at 6 to 8 weeks development. That's what that is.
It's not a full-grown human being.
I didn't say it was a full grown human being.
You said it's a human being.
Do you believe we should only protect full grown human beings?
Zygotes, there are embryos.
There are newborns.
Will you be out here tomorrow?
Do you think a newborn is as developed as a teenager after puberty?
No, but that's not the question.
But they're not as developed.
Correct. However, those can be viable on their own. The question is,
You think a newborn baby is viable on its own?
I'm saying outside of the womb, it'll live.
You do? You think if you took a newborn baby
Rape, incest,
from the NICU
because that's like the minority that
and put him on the ground here,
NICU is
and no one helped him?
care unit
Right.
for
it's totally
babies
wrong
that are
to know
not
you have a chance to get
healthy.
pregnant.
So you
and
okay?
still
So you
have
can stab them?
sex, and then give birth to baby.
They can't live on their own.
Nobody said that.
But
You-
then I
Not
think
one
it's
single.
more of a
Why are you
question
talking about
of
stabbing
instance
babies?
Because you're an advocate of stabbing babies.
thing
I
that
never
you
said
are.
that.
But the ones that
Okay,
is consensual
sorry.
sex, I don't think you can argue that. Like,
No. You can. I'm not stupid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
my bad. No,
No,
this is somebody
yeah.
who puts words in other things.
No, I promise you, I'm many things, but not stupid. So you're
I
not.
must agree to
So
disagree on
a great
that.
number of abortions happen in the state of Florida due to the use of a curette. That's why I.
What?
So a curette is a stabbing and a scraping and the removal of a baby. So that is a curette abortion.
you mean like a hanger or something? Because I've heard stories of that.
No, a curette is a
That's
surgical
what happens
device.
when there aren't safe and legal abortions. When there aren't safe and legal abortions,
Yeah, I think
the
it's
only
wrong.
thing that happens
I think it's
when you
wrong to kill
outlaw-
someone with a
the only
coat
thing that
hanger.
happens when you outlaw abortion, you're
wrong
not
to kill
stopping
people with coat
abortion.
hangers.
You are stopping safe abortions. These will still happen.
There's no
They
such
just
thing
won't
as
be
a safe abortion. Does this look
Yes,
safe to you?
there are.
How is this safe?
There are safe abortions, but if you
Safe
try
for
to
who?
ban them,
Safe for who?
Safe for the mothers.
Oh, safe for the person who's electing the murder of the other person?
Well, it's
Murder's
not
not safe.
you don't
You
think that
can-
the woman has rights.
You're begging
You
the
don't think
question.
that her life matters.
She does. Where do you think
don't think her life
Where do you think her life began?
Yeah, I believe that.
My mother.
Where do you think her uterus
You know
developed?
why? I have a life
USA
because
has the
my
highest,
mother had a
like,
choice.
So you have a
And she
life
had
simply
health
because.
There's more
options.
regulations.
Right.
She had medical choices.
So you believe that you were once inside your mother's womb.
That is a biological fact.
Yes, that's why it's like.
All right. So you began, your body developed, your uterus developed. Like your ability to have an abortion.
I don't like you talking about my uterus.
Are you gonna come
I'll talk about my uterus then.
But if I have a knife, one
Sure.
person,
You don't have
really
one.
get one person. That's
To my knowledge.
How dare you?
Do you have one?
You're not killing 30 people with a knife. That's the difference.
It's not just the AR-15.
Does she love you?
Are you intersex?
No, I don't have a uterus. I have a uterus keychain at home, but I don't have a uterus here. But you do, right?
Indeed, I do.
When did it develop?
Yeah, that is true. I mean,
It develops
true.
throughout your life.
Well, when did it begin to develop? When is it there? When can you be considered to have a uterus? It's a funny thing because it's at that stage. That baby right there
yeah.
has
That's
a
my
uterus.
argument with the animals thing.
This baby,
If you took an X-ray, there would be a fully formed uterus and ovaries in that baby.
not fully formed. I don't think a preborn baby or a newborn baby have a fully formed uterus.
You seem to think they have a uterus, though. Do you think that
Your
the
argument keeps
cells-
on being based on being fully developed.
I'm just
I don't
using
think
your
that human
words.
beings
I'm
are
just
fully
using your
developed
words.
until after, much longer after birth. You think that when you're born you're fully developed? Because you keep on making an argument about it.
I'm just using your words.
No, you're rejecting my words. I believe that human beings have rights. And that if you have a human,
Yeah, no, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, now
I don't think-
go to class so I can keep
I don't think humans,
instead of using
Yeah.
words that were written thousands of years
The other
ago,
one's just
different
like,
kinds of my own.
no, human rights is a relatively recent phrase and, the idea.
Quoting the Bible, your shirt says God. What happens to
Well, I believe it.
What is he talking about?
So, question.
Okay, I'm trying to keep making sure.
One answer. I don't believe you believe in human rights because you told me, no, because you think a human ought to have the right to hurt another human.
I never said that. You don't get to put words in my mouth.
Do you believe that a human inside the womb should not be protected with the same laws as a human outside of the
I
womb?
think a human being should have the right with what happens over their own body. Also, what I've been trying to say is that I have a class to go to, so I am going to leave.
Well, enjoy.
I hope you have a good day.
I hope
and
you have a
that you-
great day.
I hope that you take a biology class. I hope.
I have taken biology
Have you?
classes.
Have
Yeah.
you learned about, I Yes, I hope you have a great day.
I have a master's in the history of science from the University of Oklahoma.
Okay, this is a lot of passive aggression.
I know.
We all agree that we don't agree here.
That's why I'm leaving.
Okay then, good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm more on your side than his side,
But you do try to make arguments for what you believe. She tries to rephrase things, and then when she gets caught, she laughs and runs away. Hey guys, Russell Hunter here. We don't normally do these step aside things, but we'll get back to the video in just a second. But we need your help. Abolitionist Rising is a 501c3 organization, but we're not like the regular 501c3 organizations that spend like 30% of their time and budget on fundraising. However, we need to raise $10,000 in monthly donations in order to cover our operating costs. And if we can raise more than that, we can possibly hire a couple of more video editors. That'd be nice. If just 1% of the people watching this video gave $10 a month, we would easily meet this goal. We are already reaching millions and millions of people here on YouTube on a shoestring budget. And frankly, we just want to do so much more. So if you want to give to the work of Abolitionist Rising, please visit the link in the description below and consider making a monthly donation. I know that sometimes you hear this sort of thing and you're like, yeah, man, I like what they do, and somebody else is going to donate. I'm talking to you. If you've ever watched these videos and thought, man, I'm so glad that they're out there doing the work, please consider donating to the cause, helping us out. Visit the link below. Start supporting us monthly today. Now, back to the video. I think what happens is you develop medical technologies in advance to where we're at now, and you protect those kids in that situation.
Would y'all like to sign for Amendment 4, place the vote? Oh, you said yeah?
So Amendment 4, it's this. This is Amendment 4. Are you pledged to support this?
I have a question about your shirt.
Yeah.
Is that like what you're from? Is that
Yeah.
an organization?
Yeah, I drew it.
Abolitionist Justice and Mercy.
Yeah, it says establish justice and mercy, and then it says sola abolitio, which is just Latin for abolition alone. So,
Explain that to me some.
yeah, so I'm a Christian, and which is why at the top is a cross. So that just stands for Christian. And then this abolish human abortion stands for abolitionist. So in the world, you've got pro-choicers who believe abortion is a choice that should be done and carried out, legally protected. Then you have pro-lifers who are not for abortion, but they don't agree with the abolitionist who believes abortion is murder and it should be treated like murder.
And that's your opinion?
So yeah, so it should be criminalized.
Criminalized.
Yes. So when a culture has certain laws on the books that allow the destruction and dehumanization of human beings, abolitionists rise up and say these laws that allow people to be lynched because of the color of their skin, or people to be sold because of the color of their skin, or people to be put in gas chambers.
I'm confused on choosing to use that word, because I feel like that word does have a lot of historical significance, but you're
not changing it at all.
Not changing it, but you're using it in a different context.
No, so every age has its evils and every age has its abolitionist. So our age doesn't practice auction block. You can't buy and sell people because their, parents or grandparents are from Africa, or they were from Africa. You can't. Auction blocks are criminalized. We had a 13th Amendment, we changed the Constitution. Abolitionists stood up and said, I'm a Christian, I believe people are made in the image of God, and you can't treat humans like property or like chattel. Most of the people in the culture said, well, they're not fully human. And my plantation, my prerogative. Who are you to tell me what to do with my property? And the abolitionist said, no. Your property is a human being made in the image of God, and the laws protecting your right to destroy them are wicked, and they're bringing us under the judgment of God. And if we do not abolish this, we will come under the judgment of God, and there will be war or invasion or meteorites or whatever. God is not going to be okay with a nation that writes laws protecting chattel slavery. An abolitionist today says we've got to stop with all this regulating who, where, when, and how you abort babies. We just got to stop it.
Just completely stop it.
Yeah, the laws against murder apply equally to all human beings. And so in the Venn diagram of pro-choicers, pro-lifers, and abolitionists, the pro-choicer, on the question of should abortion be criminalized, pro-choice, pro-life, 100% same position. Abolitionist, 100% opposite position. So, and the reason this isn't hijacking the term is because that is exactly what happened in the 19th century. Slavery's bad, slavery's good, slavery should be criminalized. I don't know if it should be criminalized. So the anti-slavery moderate and the pro-slavery, 100% should not be criminalized. Abolitionists should be criminalized. So, yeah.
Yeah, good question. I agree. I'm a Christian. I believe it's murder. Now, in terms of the criminalization part of it, I think the doctors are without excuse. I agree in the criminalization in that case.
Yeah.
How informed do you think are the women that are getting these abortions, especially young women? And do you think that they're being led by the system and forced and peer pressured into a decision that may not be criminalized like murder for a 12-year-old girl? Or do you think that they're fully being informed of what this process is going to take on their life?
Yeah. One, that's a great question. Two, the answer is actually far more simple than you think. But before I answer it, can I just say, one, I don't think women are unaware of where babies come from and how they're made and what indicates that they are pregnant. I think outside of wanting abortion, or like when a person doesn't want an abortion, whenever they're like late on their cycle and they take a test and it says positive, they tell their boyfriend or husband, I am with child. And I think women know this. I'm not talking about maybe 7-year-olds or something like that, but 7-year-olds, it's very rare, right? But even a 13-year-old probably knows where babies come from. But now in the event that there truly are a bunch of just, not trying to be rude, but in the event that like what the pro-lifers say about women is true, that they're essentially biologically ignorant, socially unaware, have no idea what they're doing, and are incapable of murder. They're just like clueless, I don't know, sex bots or whatever. In the event that they're like that, and that is a problem in our society, then I would advocate passing a law that says abortion is murder because it terminates a human being in the womb. And for all of those who don't know that, here's the law. Pass the law, print it in the newspaper, all the debate and discussion about it happens. And so all of the 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds grow up in a culture being told the reason abortion's abolished is because it's murder. So if we want to correct all this insane female ignorance that everyone believes, pass an abolition bill. So in the event that that theory is true, which I don't think it's true, in the event that it is, the way to correct it is to have, the governor saying, here in the state of Florida, we're not going to allow women to have special murder rights. But just to reiterate it.
He mentioned specifically like a young girl. He said 12 years old.
Yeah.
I would argue that most 12-year-old girls, depending where they live, how they were raised, might not know anything about sex, might not know anything about certain laws.
Well, but think about what happens though. Now seriously, think about it. So a 12-year-old girl, she's whatever, sleeping with her boyfriend, or she's raped by an uncle.
How old a 12-year-old girl is though?
Right.
12 years old.
Okay, I know. I've got an 11-year-old.
The 6th grade.
Right, a 6th grader.
Quite very young.
Let's just do my daughter, right? Or well, not my daughter because she's really aware of all this stuff. Let's say, an 11-year-old girl, she gets pregnant, right? She started her period, and then she comes in and she's like, Mom, that thing that started happening isn't happening anymore. What's going on? Guess what Mom's gonna say? She's gonna say, well, honey, have you been sexually active, right? This is how this goes. She goes, yes. Why? Because she doesn't know. This girl doesn't know. Then the mom goes, sweetie, you're pregnant. Now she knows. Then the mom has a choice. Let's, with malice aforethought, terminate my grandson or granddaughter via choice. You don't know how you got pregnant, but you're pregnant. I know, and instead of telling you, we're not gonna murder this baby and helping you, I'm gonna take you to get an abortion. And then I'm gonna fill the culture with all this information like you didn't know. But she does know. The moment you're pregnant, if you are that unaware, you quickly are, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't even imagine a scenario where someone gets pregnant, they don't know what leads to there being babies, and in the process of their belly getting bigger, they literally never talk to anyone who says, oh, it's because there's another little human being who's developing inside the womb.
I think there are many chances when young girls are raped, don't even realize what's going on when it happens to them.
Right.
And it takes so long, maybe they're not in a community where there's anyone to even tell them what's going on.
Yeah.
And they can end up.
So what should we do in that situation?
I think it depends on who's supporting them, who, if they have a family that can help them, or if, let's say they're like in maybe a third world country with no one's there to help them, there needs to be somewhere where the government can step in and medically help to educate this girl, tell her what her choices are, and it should be her choice.
Why should it be your choice?
Because it's her body.
Okay, so is there anything else that should be done in this situation before I say what I think we should do?
That's my opinion.
So a 12-year-old girl has been raped. She is now pregnant, and she is becoming aware that she's pregnant. Someone asked me, what should we do? You know, my first thing is, find the rapist, punish him to freaking death.
Hope we all agree on that. Hope we all agree.
Yeah.
But the odd thing is while we agree on that, you didn't even bring it up.
That has nothing to do with the girl's body after, really.
I think the reason you didn't bring it up is because you live in a culture that fosters violence towards the innocent party, the baby, and doesn't even think about a death penalty for the rapist.
Well, I think that's not really in the question of like whether we're just talking about this girl.
Yeah.
Her rapist dying will have nothing to do with what medically could happen to her being pregnant with a baby. That if she has medical complications, what is your, if you think, like, what is your opinion in a situation where it's a matter of life or death, it's the mother or the child? Like in late, like a lot of like late stage, like emergency, like not at all. A lot of times, because it happens much often when people think that women who want babies, who have like struggled with infertility, they get pregnant and there's complications at the end, and they have to take the baby out, and it's heartbreaking and it's horrible. No one, I would argue that no one is pro-abortion.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Well, if you're yes on 4, you are literally pro-enshrining the right to abort babies in the Florida state constitution.
The right to give people the choice if they need to.
Well, you can change the language to make it a little bit better.
It's probably traumatic for every woman that has to do it.
I don't deny that there are difficult situations, but I do find it utterly so I'm a dad, I've got 4 born kids, and then I've got 2 kids that we've lost through miscarriage. Neither of those miscarriages had to be like medical emergencies. The babies died because of something that was going on, because the world's fallen and screwed up, right? Those were losses. Like if I sit here and talk too much about it, I'm gonna cry. My wife, if she were here, she would cry, and it was here, right? So that is, and I like the fact that you said it's a horrible loss. The sick, the most unwoke, unloving, wicked, cruel thing that anyone in our culture ever says is in their desire to justify abortion for any other reason, because they simply believe you've got to have the choice. In their desire to protect that kind of abortion, they will cite the mother who loses her baby in a medical emergency to justify.
Law can't be, like, you can't pick and choose when it comes to
Well, that's even more sick, because no law, and I actually, I know I'm a crazy person in, jeans when it's freaking hot, holding the sign, but I've been involved in writing those laws and advocating for those laws. No law pursuing the abolition of abortion in any state has included language prohibiting the removal of a human being that's died in the womb. They all allow medical triage situations where because you have to remove a baby. And there's if you go to the hospital, there's like an entire medical wing with all these ethicists that are actually there to defend the practices of the doctors and to examine the practices of the doctors to make sure that malpractice hasn't occurred, that a doctor wasn't drunk while operating. In the event that someone dies, they have to investigate it did this person die from negligence, or did they die of natural causes? And people die of natural causes in hospitals all the time. And doctors are not prosecuted unless the doctor did it. Like say there was a doctor and he was like a secret murderer or something like that. Well, thankful, right. So there is a lot of propaganda that's actually designed, written with the intent of protecting abortion for the sake of anything, where they make up total nonsense bullcrap about some woman somewhere who couldn't get an abortion, who almost died. What they're doing,
That does happen. I mean,
here's what happens.
in Texas a couple months ago, like it does happen.
But here, I will give you, I think I've got about $1,500 to my name. I will empty my bank account to you if you can show me where in Texas law it says you cannot perform a D&C procedure to remove the body of a dead baby from a womb.
It might not even be, it's not always in the law. I mean, doctors do malpractice. It happens all the time that women end up in situations where they're told that they have no choice.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is a doctor who is politically motivated and is a total cad, wicked person who got one of these situations in front of them, they can help her and do what they need to do to remove the baby, which is perfectly legal, and they will not suffer any kind of consequence. Or, since they're a totally wicked political scumbag, they can call NPR and say, oh boy, I've got some propaganda for you. College kids will eat this up. Let's say that we've got a woman here that is in danger, and let's say that she's got to go to a different state, and let's make the whole thing up. And it won't matter because all of these idiots will never go, what is the law?
But don't you think
and look
all of
into
that
it.
could be avoided if women just had the choice to do what they needed to do?
But so you would avoid all of that by just allowing murder, mass murder.
I don't consider it murder.
Oh, you don't?
I don't consider.
Well, do you believe there's such a thing as, just like work backwards with me. Do you believe there's such a thing as murder and that murder's wrong?
Yeah.
What is murder?
Murder is the killing of another person, a human being.
Okay.
And I know, and to me, scientifically, there is a difference between a fetus and a born baby.
Well, it depends on what kind of fetus it is.
Yeah.
So a dolphin fetus is different from a human fetus, right?
Yes.
Okay, what's the difference between a dolphin fetus and a human fetus?
They're not the same species.
What species is the human fetus?
It's a human fetus, but it's not yet born.
But it is what?
It is human, but it's not.
So a second ago, upon your own definition, you said that murder,
It's a living human being.
you don't think it's alive?
I don't think a fetus before it is born is yet alive.
Why does it have to be aborted if it's alive? If it's already dead, why do you have to abort them? Because abortion is terminating a living human being in either the embryonic or fetal stages of development. That's what abortion is. If the baby's not alive, you don't have to abort it. You may have to remove a dead body. That's not abortion. If the fetus isn't alive and they're not there, well then you're not pregnant.
Well,
if the fetus isn't human and there's some kind of other organism, you got to remove them, and that's okay.
Without the
Baby
mother,
can't survive on its own outside the womb.
a baby can.
No, it can't. Leave it on the floor. See what happens to it.
A baby can physically survive for a little bit without its host.
No, but I'm saying, like, if she's saying the argument is like it can't survive, like brain dead people can't survive, a young baby can't survive at all. It would die in like a week.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Well, I know. I mean, I think that's just like
By definition,
answers it. I'm just wondering what you have to say.
has to be like.
No, I'm just saying if you leave a baby on the floor, that's like a difference of circumstances.
If you leave a baby on the floor, it'll die.
Yeah.
If you take a metal instrument and you put it in a womb and scrape it around, the baby will die.
Like, I understand, like, if this never happens to, like, me or anybody that, like, you know, then I suppose it's not a problem that I'd ever have to go through. But if it is a problem that you have to go through where your own child, let's say, is raped at a very young age and does have a baby, do you think you would still advise her to keep the baby? And the right should...
Yeah, and I don't answer that willy-nilly. My wife and I have talked about this, and it's because we do believe in the value of human beings. We believe in answering evil with good. We believe in loving people in difficult situations. And we do not believe, even though we understand there's temptations to do evil, we don't believe that doing evil will actually help. it actually just adds sin to sin, evil to evil. It compounds it. And where you did this evil thing, now no longer were you someone who was raped, you're someone who was raped, and instead of promoting redemption, which there are people on this campus right now that are the product of rape, right? You may not know it, but you know them, right? Their mothers chose life and redemption instead of destruction, right? And they didn't see the rapist. They saw a baby. They saw something beautiful from something evil. But what our culture says instead, just take care of it, just take care of it. And again, just to remind you, it is an extreme minority of what's causing abortions. Everyone brings up rape, but even according to Planned Parenthood's own research arm, it's 1% or less globally of what's causing abortion. It's really just people want to love themselves, live for themselves, and I hate to say it, but they actually seem giddy and glad that there are people aborting rape children.
I feel like that would also be a very small, minute.
Don't talk to him. He makes money off of this. He posts it and he makes money.
He has cameras around the place.
Hey, he's a grown man. He sees. Look at this. There's a camera. He knows. Hey, just a message to everyone here. If you do not want to be on camera, this is a camera, that's a camera, and that's a camera, and just so you know, there's cameras all over the place you probably don't see.
Can I ask you, do you like post this stuff online?
Yeah, we have, Abolitionist Rising is our YouTube channel. But it's okay. I go in search of good arguments for abortion, and I never hear them. I hear there are people like you that put forward good faith, honest questions, arguments, and those are awesome because people get to go online and they get to watch conversations where this side says their piece and this side says their piece. We put them up. We don't even cut them. Here's this conversation. And so you get to see them, and it's awesome. And that's just open-minded, tolerant, intellectual behavior. And it should happen on colleges. But then I'm not trying to be super mean, but there are other people who are like, the only way that we get away with our view is to shut down and censor free speech and the exchange of ideas, because I know my idea is so weak that I don't even want it to end up online next to your idea, because if it happens, I will be crushed.